And welcome back. It's dry January, but our next guests are keeping mocktails fun all year long. Say hello to Sophie Lippick of So Curious Co. Sophie, we're pumped to have you here in studio this morning. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
We're good. We're good. Okay, so kind of tell our morning viewers what So Curious Co. is.
Yeah, so Curious Co. is a project I started. It's 100% non-alcoholic beverage pop-ups, and then I've started doing some consulting for some different businesses around town. I have a permanent menu over at the Royal, and now one at Tie and Timber, and a few more in the works. So it's just, yeah, kind of a fun take on not drinking and how to make that still a like complex, kind of thoughtful, sippable like process rather than just pineapple juice and Sprite.
Can I ask, how was this idea? How did it come to you?
Yeah, so it's actually like from very personal experience. I have been in the food and beverage industry for a little over a decade now, so that's where all my background is, and then found in the past year and a half that alcohol really didn't agree with me, and by that I mean like it really didn't agree with me, and so whenever I quit drinking personally, I felt a little bit more inspired to put some extra thought behind the mocktail idea. I just wasn't super happy with like the options I was finding around town, and I figured if I want to see what I want to see, that maybe I'm gonna have to do it, and so I started doing it, and
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's been great.
Which I love, because I think that like sober living, whether, whatever the reason is for choosing to do so, you shouldn't be singled out or felt like ashamed in public. Like they should be able to enjoy a drink that's special as well. So I'm curious then, you come up with these super incredible mocktails, like you said, there's a lot of heart put in it. So how do you go about kind of crafting these specific drinks together?
Yeah, so it is like maybe a little more chaotic than one might guess. There is a lot of like guest checks and post-it notes and multiple notebooks and notes in my phone, but I occasionally get inspired by like food dishes or drinks I've had in the past. Really, it's like ingredients that I feel like inspire me the most. Like I'll get stuck on an ingredient, and then you'll see me kind of play with that in a few different ways over a span of like a few months. But yeah, I try to do as many like original drinks as possible. So really most of them just like come from my brain, and I tweak them until they are perfect.
I love that.
Yeah.
So what did you bring today
Yes,
for
I'm
us
excited
to
for this.
sample?
Yes, so I have, it's kind of like a little spritz here. It is Szechuan green tea, elderflower, orgeat, this aperitivo from Gaffard that I really like to use, that red one there, which is kind of adds like a floral bitter element, and grapefruit.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
Okay.
What would you like in this mocktail, to an alcoholic drink? Like, would it be like a Cosmo or?
I don't know. I would say like the bitter notes kind of give it almost like a Negroni feel. Like if you
okay.
had
I
like
could see
yeah.
that.
So if you were doing like kind of a fruity, fun
Like Aperol Spritz?
like Negroni or Aperol Spritz
Okay.
kind of thing, with just like a few more layers.
Yeah,
to it.
I love that.
Okay,
Should
awesome.
we try it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it okay to just go ahead and
so
serve
you'll
it up?
do about half.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, it's coming out this side, everybody. Okay, so about half.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I love when like carbonation combines with the.
Yeah, I found like the Croix and the bubbly waters are my friend, and ginger beer as well.
Yes,
always
yeah.
works really nicely.
And ginger beer does not have alcohol in it, correct? Oh,
No.
gosh.
Correct.
I might
Hey,
have
you know what I'm
added too
noticing
much.
too? I was just thinking that like making mocktails can be fun too, because Mandy loves those spoons.
Yes.
So you can still be your own kind of bartender at home if you will,
Yes.
but also make it alcohol free if you choose.
Yeah.
So
And that is so true. When you're out with friends, and maybe you have chosen to do the sober living, and it's always like, oh, why aren't you drinking?
Yeah.
But if you get a mocktail, it can still come in a fun, festive
Yeah,
glass,
yes.
and you can partake and not feel so maybe exiled.
yeah. Well, and I like to your business name, because I think that there's sober living and then there's like sober curious, which is a fun term out there that I think a lot of people kind of dabble. Like Dry January is a great example, or people may just start kind of testing it out to see if that's a better situation for them.
Yeah.
And so I love that. Again, this is an option for people to kind of take advantage of. So, okay, should we take a little
Yeah.
sip?
Cheers.
Okay.
Oh gosh, let me get that way. Cheers.
This is so pretty too, wow. Ooh, I really like that.
Ooh, yeah. like you were saying, it's like sweet, but you
Yeah.
can like you taste the bitter,
It's so good.
but it's very like I liken this to like a Shirley Temple
Yeah.
kind of ish.
Yeah. Well, and I was gonna say, we were talking about Aperol Spritz earlier. This is better. I do not like Aperol Spritz at all. But this is so good. Oh,
Thank
it's just
you.
so refreshing. It's so good. Okay, so here's the thing. We're tasting this now, and people out there have opportunities to taste this as well because you do pop-ups, and this month is kind of with mothers. So tell us about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I've had a couple weekends. We had to cancel one because of our lovely little snowstorm we had. But I was out at Mother's last night with this drink, and so I'm kind of doing more like low-key couple of weekends there where I just go and like make some FaceTime and kind of talk to people about drinks, have a little bit more like one-on-one time with people who maybe aren't familiar. And then at the end of January on the 25th, we're doing kind of like a big, I think we're calling it the Dry January Jam. So it's
love
like
it.
Ooh.
it's kind of like a cross between like a vendor's mart and like there will be a couple that DJs together.
Okay, fun.
We've got a food truck coming. I'll be there with like a little bit more expansive of a menu. So yeah, it's kind of like a cross between like a vendor's mart and one of my pop-ups.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, you're
Lost
good.
my words there.
That
but
sounds
yeah.
incredible. So people want to keep up with you in the pop-ups and all the amazing work you're doing. How do they go about following you?
Yeah, so I would say I'm definitely most active on Instagram,
Okay.
just at So Curious Co. I do have a Facebook as well, but I just am not as keen on Facebook. So yeah,
Hey, that's okay.
I'll be posting most of my flyers and info about events on the Instagram.
Perfect.
On
Well, thank
Instagram,
you for
So
being here.
Curious
Yes.
Co. Sophie,
So
thank you
good.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Cheers again. And you guys will be back with more fun to round out this magnificent Monday.